But yeah, offensively, it looks like we're just everybody. It's pretty much all the same stuff really these days in most of the mechanical problems that people are having. It's all the same basically. Just got to try and get better at reaching the ball quickly and hitting it hard and not taking yourselves out of the game. It's useful, thank you. You're welcome, man. Thanks for sending the replay, and thanks for the patience while waiting for it, because yeah, I have been pretty busy with casting and stuff recently. Haven't been able to do as many replay review queues, streams as I want to. Who was that? JFC name thingy. Thanks to the tier 1, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Dead Prez, just to reiterate one thing that I did touch on at the end there, and that is how OP 50/50s are. Been telling a lot of people to just experiment with them in their rank games, and I would definitely suggest that you guys do as well. So if you're in your back corner and you see somebody coming at you, instead of trying to dribble him, just take a 50/50 with him, just to experiment and see what happens. Because a lot of times what will happen is you'll 50/50 the ball and it'll bounce out in a way that's really difficult for the other player on their team to defend or to utilize, and you can attack off it. Just draw them in. Get good at 50/50s because it's underrated. Obviously there's positions where, you know, you see somebody coming in for a challenge, you're like, that is the worst challenge I've ever seen, just going to nip the ball past him and now I'm in a 1v1. But sometimes you're not sure, you're like, okay, it's going to be pretty hard to get the ball past this guy. Instead of trying to do it riskily, I'm just going to 50/50 it. Yeah, you just got to make up your mind on the spot. Okay, can I easily get the ball past this guy and more importantly, get the ball under control again? Because really in 2v2, there's no point in like just getting the ball past one guy if you're going to concede possession in the process to their other guy. It's only good if you can dribble past one guy and still have control, so that you can dribble their other guy as well if he commits, you know? It's a good stiffness setting. Really depends what you want to use. One thing that you could try with camera stiffness, if you want to try experiment with it, is download a dribbling training pack. So dribbling challenge 2, for example. Whatever your camera stiffness is at, increase it. Wow, mine was at 0 right now. I did not know that. Let's put it to like 0.7 or something, which is something a lot of people use. And then see how good you are at the dribbling challenge, okay? With high stiffness. You might find that you're really good at it. You might find that you're losing control of the ball a lot. But that's, you know, part of the experiment. Just test your ground control with the high camera stiffness, and try to be, you know, as try hard as possible, because these, you know, tests only work if you're actually try harding. Don't be biased and just try and prove that your settings are the best. Be like, oh look, the settings that I always play with are the best. But yeah, just give it a go with those settings, and then go the other way. Like, try to... How do I restart the entire training? Can I do that? I don't know if I can without going back to the main menu. But yeah, then try to change the camera stiffness to way lower than you usually use. If you're somebody who uses high, try switching it to really low and just feel the difference. Feel how easy it is. I mean, in my case, it just feels like it's really easy to control the ball and keep it like near me when I'm on lower stiffness. Like, I just feel like I'm, you know, not fighting it as much to stay on my car, for example. Hey Karma, thanks for the host. Hope you had a good stream. Giving camera stiffness advice to people. Maybe you'll want to try this out yourself, and that is just, it's mainly an experiment. Like players who use really low stiffness, you might find that you're more of a deadly player. You're faster if you turn the stiffness up for dribbling in particular. And players who use high stiffness, you might find that your ball control is better. You're not fighting to keep control of it as much when you turn it down. And then you just got to find the sweet spot, like how like, you know, controlled do you want to be versus how you know, fast do you want to be? Because I think if you turn the stiffness up, it kind of makes you play faster. But yeah, dribbling challenge 2 is a pretty good place to try it, because it's just got some easy dribbles at the start that you can experiment with. And yeah, it's crazy. Like when I turn the stiffness up, I really feel like I'm having a fight to keep it under control, and I always end up going supersonic, whether or not I want to. I always end up supersonic on every single dribble, pretty much. Whereas if I'm on 0 stiffness, I never end up supersonic. I'm just like gracefully like underneath the ball on every single play, and I don't use either of the camera stiffnesses that I've just shown you guys. Neither of those are my normal ones. I usually use like somewhere 0.35 or something. But it's not all about dribbling. Like the other thing that camera stiffness really impacts is like your aerial control. So you want to do aerials as well, a couple of aerial training packs. See what kind of impact that setting has on your ability. Well, it's nicer crimson standard or black crimson for me. Yeah, let's see. Self-set backboard consistency. This is a training pack I know really well. Let's see what happens when I max the camera stiffness. Let's see if it has any impact at all on how I'm playing. Man, I feel like a freestyler because my car is huge. My car is absolutely massive on my screen. I feel like if I actually did play with this camera stiffness, I would also increase my camera distance to like this or something, because my car is absolutely massive right now. Probably do something like this. They kind of go hand in hand though. Luffy, you go very in depth in every question. It's the only thing I know how to do, man. I don't know. This feels weird. Why is the camera just glued in this position? But I've told many people this. Like they'll think that one camera stiffness has to be better, because why would you want your camera flailing around the back of your car? But actually you can get somehow better control. It's almost automatic in a lot of players. Like they can never ever practice with low camera stiffness, but then as soon as they switch to it, they're like, oh yeah, my dribbling challenge is actually a lot better now. How is that? Show matches with a Vample incoming. I'd love to cast a Vample games, whether it's like a try-hard show match or a stylish show match. Been watching some of his videos, and really they are, you know, quite incredible. I don't think anybody's really playing the game like he is. So creative and fluid. I didn't get the end of this. Yeah, I don't know what to think about one stiffness. I don't know. I'm trash. Doesn't feel right. I don't think I'll be very good at 0 either. Let's turn it to 290 0. See what happens. Show match the car mat. I'm heading off actually in a bit. Okay, this already feels so much easier with low stiffness to just like, I don't know. I don't feel like having a. This feels like effortless. It feels effortless. Like every movement feels like there's no effort being going into it. Yeah, like low stiffness is just better for me, I guess. I'm on 0 right now. Not sure I want to stay on like 0 camera stiffness, but yeah, low stiffness just feels fluid, feels easy, you know. Sometime I should ask her. What is Karma playing? A lot of 1s these days, or what's Karma been playing? Probably 3s mainly, right? You think getting used to high stiffness is better though? I don't think so. I don't really think it makes a difference. Like the argument for high stiffness is that your camera doesn't move around. So every single time that you're shooting or you know moving, the camera's in the same place. But I don't know, it just feels like the game just feels easier in low stiffness. I think it's just there's something about it. I can't really put my finger on it, but it's just like maybe as a player who uses high transition speed, the low stiffness is like necessary to, you know, cancel it out. Yeah, I'm not really thinking right now. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Do any pros use high stiffness? I think most pros probably. I don't really know, but I'd guess they probably use something like this 0.5 to 0.7 kind of range. But I prefer lower. I don't go all the way to 0, but I do like using like 0.35. I messed around with that. I messed around with really high stiffness, and I was like, whoa, okay. Every single time I do anything, I'm really fast right now. I'm being forced by the game to go really fast, but the control is out the window
every day.
And I feel like instead of relying on my camera stiffness to play fast, why not just actually play fast and then have my camera, help me have control? Because I'd rather have control and then just play faster, because I can, right? Because you just you know how to play faster. You just move quicker, recover faster, boost more efficiently, and then have control while doing it, rather than constantly be fighting. I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm moving really fast, but am I actually moving fast, or is it just my camera's making it look like I'm moving fast? 'Cause I think it's probably the latter. I think that players with high camera stiffness probably just look like they're moving fast when they're not really. It's like players with 110 FOV look like they're moving faster than players with 90 FOV, for example. Like, watch this. I bet I'll look slower with 92 FOV, even though it's the exact same. Just because there's less stuff flying past the screen in peripheral vision. Like, we probably look slower right now. Maybe we are marginally slower. Maybe we're significantly slower, but it's an illusion. You're not actually faster with 110, you just feel faster. Who knows though, maybe we can reverse engineer that. Maybe that feeling of speed will actually make you play quicker. Who knows? But yeah, when it comes to camera stiffness, I think it's just an experimental thing. But it's not as simple as, oh, max stiffness is the best because my camera doesn't wiggle around now and move. How can that possibly be good? It's difficult to understand why having your camera be loose compared to your car's position is good. It just is. It just is, in my experience, good to have it be a little bit loose. Yeah, what do you guys think about like this little experiment that we're running? What are the visible differences? Personal preference, about 0.35, about something like that. But I think anything between like 0.35 and 0.65 is fine. Anything around about the middle. You just want something in the middle, I think. You don't want it max, you don't want it on the minimum. I don't think you want either of the extremes. I think you want it somewhere in the middle. Tips on aerial control for console? I haven't got a clue, mate. I've never played console. Don't use controller. No idea. Don't see how it would be different from for console and Steam though. Yeah, I'm gonna head off pretty soon, guys. I'm gonna look for somebody to host. It's really preference. Any stiffness is viable. I feel like, yeah, any stiffness is viable, but I wouldn't recommend max stiffness. And I wouldn't recommend minimum. Just like I wouldn't recommend minimum or maximum transition speed. I kind of lean on the higher end of transition speed and the lower end of camera stiffness. But I definitely wouldn't recommend you use max or minimum of either. That's pretty much what I'm saying. I think you can play with 1.3 or 1.2 transition if you want, but don't use default. Like, default transition speed is so slow. This one. Like, this is just, there's no way that this is a good idea. You're like, oh, I wish, I'm gonna go, I want to see what's happening in the ball. Hold on, let me wait for my camera to turn over there. Oh, that's what's happening. I wonder where I'm going. Oh, I'm going this way. You know, it's like such a huge delay. that it just can't be good. Even putting it up a little is significantly faster already. But yeah, I like higher on this, lower on this. It was Daddy Halo 3 with the 7-month Prime. Thanks for letting me know, King Spectre. I was on a bit of a train of thought there. Also, Alchemith, thanks for the brand new Prime. I think that's all the subs today. I think I thanked them all. I really do appreciate you guys, as always. Did I hear your sub message? Oh. For some reason I just didn't see that, even though I read your name right now. You'll never know how much your show matches on YouTube get me through every day. Oh. Well, that means a lot to me, man. Thanks for saying that. I definitely like. I want to, you know, just you know, put your mind at ease. I do not lack motivation to make Rocket League content, but I love to hear messages like that nonetheless. But yeah, I want to let you guys know I don't lack motivation to keep making content and to keep on casting games for you guys. Still enjoy it just as much as I ever have. So, not feeling like stopping anytime soon.